Hello, my name is Zak Clayton. Mission for Healthy Heroes is more than just a broadcast. It's a commitment to the people who put their well-being aside so the rest of us can live a safer, healthier life. On Sunday, February 22nd, we're hosting a 22-hour event filled with stories, resources, and conversations that truly matter. And I'm asking you for something simple but meaningful. Just 22 minutes. 22 minutes to watch, 22 minutes to participate, 22 minutes to show our heroes they're not alone. Scan the QR code for details, mark your calendar for February 22nd, and join us in lifting up people who always lift us.
Hi, my name is Lynn Cebulski, and I'm a giving readings in the context of mental health because, as it turns out, there is a conversation to be had there. So briefly, what the science shows us is that for people who suffer from depression, PTSD, and other mental health issues, their brains undergo physiological changes. There are areas that become less connected, there are areas that shrink, there are areas that become overactive. What science also shows us is that spirituality acts as a protective mechanism for these same structures in the brain. What am I saying? I'm saying that for people who consider themselves spiritual, religious, who have some sort of belief system that is spiritual or religious or mystical, for those people, their brains show the opposite. Their structures are growing and expanding instead of shrinking. Their connections are increased. Their activity is normal versus overactive. And so in the context of tarot readings, if someone is receiving a reading and they're having an experience that is powerful and profound and speaks to their spiritual or religious beliefs, that shift in perspective that they experience during that reading, those moments of wonder and awe specifically target the areas of the brain that are damaged from stress and trauma. And so by creating a dramatic shift in the way someone perceives themselves or their world or their situation, something like a tarot reading actually can set someone up for future improved mental health outcomes. So is there a woo-woo element to tarot? Absolutely. But there is also a scientific element that says a tarot reading can be good for you. Thanks for listening.
I think it's really pretty scary that we've wore out the introduction. You heard that little skip in there. So we've been doing so many videos that the event's not for another 3 days and we've already wore out the introduction. Wow. So looks like I've got more work to do. Hey, everybody. My name is Zak. I am the president and founder of Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and Pact podcasting channels. Welcome to more information about Mission for Healthy Heroes. Today, we've got a very, very poignant conversation we're going to have. And this is why you should talk to us on Mission for Healthy Heroes. Why you should scan that code, that one right there. Why you should scan that code and pick a time to come on to Mission for Healthy Heroes live this Sunday and talk to us. What are we looking for when it comes to you as a guest? Well, pay attention because this might shock you. So, look, the truth is what you've been through truly matters because you've learned You can save someone else's time, pain, or even their lives. And how have you learned that? Because maybe you were in that situation and you found out how to navigate troubled waters. We're not ever going to tell anyone, we're not going to allow people to tell anyone, this is what you need to do. Our goal is very simple. This is what I did, and this was the results, good or bad. Okay. Um, a uh, a drug that a lot of people use as an antidepressant had a very, very negative effect on me when I went to go and try to quit smoking. Wellbutrin, perfect for some people. Perfect for some people. Works wonderful for, millions of people are on Wellbutrin every day, not having a single side effect. It had a terrible side effect on me. And that's because each one of us is individual and we just need to share that with people. But the truth, what I'm going to say about Wellbutrin is don't let them tell you there's only one, because that's false. There are multiple different medications that they can use. There is multiple non-medication treatments that you can find, and we're going to talk to people about those. We're asking you to tell us your wins with an example of, share a moment that you're part of. Uh, Maybe you rebuilt your life after an injury. Maybe you started a business that now employs veterans. Maybe you found a way to manage anxiety. And you just want others to know it's possible. That's what we were just saying. Okay, tell us about your losses. Share that moment that broke you. Maybe you lost a loved one and had to learn how to breathe again. Maybe you're still learning how to breathe again. My great friend John Vogels always says that every morning he wakes up, and that second he thinks of Gladen, it's like having the world's worst heartburn, and it just drags him to a place he doesn't like to be. There is no such thing as getting over a loss. Don't allow people to tell you that. Really good friend Maria Belenik, who is part of the Come Together Compass, Maria Belenik, she is the one who really can tell you there is no such thing as getting over a loss. And you can't allow people to try to convince you that there is. Maybe you battled depression and you didn't know where to turn. That happens to a lot of people. Maybe you felt forgotten after a service or sacrifice, after your service or sacrifice. Your honesty can become someone else's lifeline, quite simply. Okay, we're asking people to tell us about your program. If you run a program that lifts people up, especially our heroes, we want to highlight it. We want to bring you on and tell us why did you start this? What was this program built on? Tell us your situation. Tell us why you built this program. How's it going? What are you needing to continue? Maybe you run a peer support group for first responders. Maybe you teach trauma-informed yoga. Maybe you help families navigate the VA system. Look, your program can truly save a life. Tell us about your product. If you've created something that helps people heal, we want to showcase it. Maybe you've developed a natural remedy that eases stress. Maybe you built a device that helps with mobility. Maybe you wrote a book that helped you heal. Now it has the potential to help others. The only way we'll know for sure is if you come on to the show and you talk about it. One of our guests that's going to be speaking is one who has an alternative healing program. Beautiful conversation. We have recorded it, but it is a wonderful conversation. And this is Aviva, who you will be hearing from on Sunday for the miracle. Sorry, for the Mission for Healthy Heroes.
In energy work, energy psychology, you're helping a person understand. We can get a little closer to what that pain is without being overwhelmed, without being frightened, and we can sort of look at it and take care of it. Because the whole thing about PTSD and other avoidance or difficulty in handling a memory is that we're trying to not see it. We're trying to just say, stay over there, stay back there, stay under the surface. And that in itself causes a lot of problems because nature wants to heal. There's healing inherent in nature. So
I think that's a wonderful part. Your body doesn't want to maintain stressors or pain. Your body's strong enough to heal over, create scars that where we don't need scars. So make sure that you tune in, or better yet, participate. Say thank you to specific heroes. Honor the people who shaped your journey. We're going to have a conversation with my nephew who is brand new to the firefighting world. He was in California just last year. Maybe it's the EMT who saved your father. Maybe it's your father who was an EMT. Maybe it's the veteran who mentored you. Maybe it's the teacher who believed in you when no one else did. Say thank you to all heroes. Thank all the heroes, the ones who serve, protect, teach, heal, and sacrifice. The ones who show up even when they're exhausted. The ones who carry burdens we will never see. Tell us what healing looked like for you. Share what healing meant in your life. Tell us the pain that not only you, but your family was going through during your issue, and how you and your family had to fight extra hard to get things to come back to normal. Maybe you finally slept through the night. Tell us how that happened. Maybe you reconnected with your family. Maybe you found joy again after years of survival mode. And folks, this one to me is really important, as are all of them, but this one is especially important to me. Tell us what you're still looking for. Tell us what you still need. Maybe you're searching for a community. Maybe you're looking for tools to manage stress. Maybe you're looking for hope, direction, or a new beginning. Let me try this again in English. Or we are asking you to add anything else. Share your mission, share your passion, share the moment everything changed. Share the lessons you wish someone had told you sooner. And that right there is the lesson of this video. We don't want anyone else to ever have to use, I wish I would have heard about this sooner. Look, if you're a business, tell us why you support heroes. If you're a nonprofit, tell us who you serve. If you're a survivor, tell us what kept you going. Mission for Healthy Heroes is where stories become bridges, where voices become lifelines, where communities come together to lift up the people who spend their lives lifting us. So the question is, why should you talk to us? Because someone needs your story. Because someone needs your wisdom. Because someone needs your hope. Please join us right now by scanning the QR code. Scheduled to talk this Sunday. We're on from 4 a.m. out east, 2 a.m. here in the mountains, until 2 a.m. out in the east, or midnight here in the mountains. We've got time slots available. We need them filled. Scan the code. Join us now. Thank you very much. Please make sure you love someone out there, because someone out here loves you. And remember, if you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. No one ever needs to go it alone when we all come together. I will see you Sunday.
For 22 hours, we show up, not for fame, not for applause, but for the ones who wake up every day and put everyone else first.
This is our 4th year. 22 continuous hours of real conversations, real stories, real hope. Voices that refuse to be silent. Hearts that refuse to quit.
Some are exhausted, some are hurting, some are carrying the weight of the world quietly, while still showing up for others. This podcast is for them.
On Sunday, February 22nd, starting at 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific, we go live for 22 straight hours to raise funds, raise awareness, and remind people they are not alone. If you've ever felt unseen, if you've ever given more than you had, if you believe compassion still matters.
This is your moment to stand with us. Listen, share, support. Because when we come together, hope gets louder, strength multiplies. Real heroes don't wear capes. They just keep showing up, tired, unseen, and still giving.
Join us live. Sunday, February 22nd, 4 a.m. East, 1 a.m. Pacific. Show up for those who never stop showing up for others.
Because no one needs to go it alone. When we all